tuned in.
You are now tuned into
the realest show on YouTube with your host, the Angryman.
What's good? What's going on with everybody? We back in the building with quite a few things to talk about. Y'all already know what it is. If you're just coming in here, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the Cash App and support the show. Anybody that drops 100 or more will be a sponsor of the show. See, over here, we can actually talk about important topics that's relevant to people's everyday lives. You feel what I'm saying? We don't got to sit around having consistent and constant conversations about other content creators. You feel me? But a lot of people have been hitting me up, you know what I'm saying, to let me know that, you know, my man Steve Kim gave me a shout out. Shout out to Steve Kim. Shout out to Jason Whitlock, of course, the whole crew over there at Fearless. I really appreciate the shout out. But for those of you that don't know what was said, because Steve Kim was asking basically my opinion on a particular topic, so let me show you guys what was said, and then we'll get into that before we get into the main topic.
Have something here on Angel Reese, not connected to Cam Newton. Kevin Love took a little shot at
Wow.
Angel Reese. Angel Reese said something that's commonplace among women of her generation and pretty much all generation. It's this, oh, I just want to have it all mentality. And life is a series of choices. You cannot have it all. It's a myth, it's a mistake, it's a fallacy. Kevin Love seems to be quite aware of that. But Angel Reese had, I think, posted on Instagram or somewhere, I'm going to be a basketball player, model, influencer, businesswoman, fashion girly, podcaster, unapologetic, take care of my family, friends, and set records. Create history. Be the first to set trends. Win at everything in life, etc. Sounds like a little 12-year-old girl that, you know, has been fed the feminist lie that you can have it all, and you cannot have it all. And so Kevin Love hopped on her IG. I can't believe. Hats off to Kevin Love. He don't give a F, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and take the under on that.
Woo!
Absolutely. Love it. Love it. There's a man stepping in, and unlike Shaq and all these guys that genuflect in front of Angel Reese and make sure they tell her what you want to, a woman that can't make a layup, Shaq was calling the GOAT of LSU basketball. Again, hats off to Kevin Love for keeping it real with Angel Reese. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, she's the best at being unapologetic. But Kevin Love was a prodigious rebounder, but that's his best shot ever. It's the truth, and I get it. It's just like, but Kevin, I hope you realize, you and PK Subban, you're not getting invited to that cookout now. You're not. You just might as well go to Hometown Buffet. By the way, they have great deals there, all you can eat. She just does not care anymore, and God bless Kevin Love. The First Amendment is a great thing, but he's right. I don't get all this stuff. You ever hear men make these affirmations like I'm good enough and I'm strong enough? And God dog it, people like this is like Stuart Smalley. Remember that old Saturday Night Live skit when that show was still funny? This is basically what it's become. Social media has allowed everybody to become a version of Stuart Smalley.
Look, what I give Kevin Love credit for, and it should be a LeBron James, it should be a Shaquille O'Neal, it should be some elder statesman in the basketball world that should be telling her, hey, baby girl, look, I get it, but you may be trying to do too much here. If you try to take it all on, you're probably not going to ever fix your layup, and you're going to be a laughingstock as a basketball player. And literally, there's just being honest with an attractive woman, and there's a lot of people that find Angel Reese really attractive. being honest with is like one of the hardest thing in the world for men. And so Angel Reese gets to live in this fantasy world where she thinks, I'm going to have it all, and I'm going to provide for my family and friends, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do, and someone, hey, slow down. Just slow down. Make a layup. Let's get in the layup line, and let's get the fundamentals down, and you know, you're doing a podcast. Let's just, trying to do everything is going to make you mediocre at everything.
Facts.
And eventually you're going to lose your value.
Facts.
In my view, this whole thing of we can conquer the world, and it's Wakanda forever, and it's a Black Panther, is now she's the Black Panther, and she's the woman king, and all this stuff. This is going to lead to her ultimate failure, in my opinion.
Yeah, this right here, this needs to be a 2-hour video from Angryman. And shout out to the Angryman, doing a great job. This is what he talks about all the time. So Angryman, this weekend, please, for the Kimster, hook a brother up here, please.
So, shout out to Steve Kim. Look, here's the thing, man. Now, I know why Steve Kim asked me to speak on this, because he know I'm gonna say the thing that, you know, most conservative podcasters, most guys, they're not gonna dive that deeply into it. I mean, Jason Whitlock, he alluded to it, but he didn't outright say it, right? He didn't outright say it. So I'll be the one to say it. I'll say it, and hopefully Jason Whitlock or somebody over at the Fearless team will clip this up and show it. Because, hey, if y'all can't say it, I'll say it. I'll say it. Before Caitlin Clark, no one cared about the WNBA. No one cared. Like, literally. No one cared about... You probably couldn't find 5 Americans. You probably couldn't find any Americans that could name 5 WNBA teams. Like, no one cared until the advent of Caitlin Clark doing what she does. Now, because Caitlin Clark does what she does, all of a sudden now, black girls want to get jealous of the attention that she's getting. They want to all of a sudden now they're jealous of Caitlin Clark, because now her performance is starting to give life to the WNBA. And they're looking at it like, well, wait a minute. We don't want her to be the face of the WNBA, because, you know, the WNBA, they're looking at it like it's the counterpart to the NBA. So since the NBA always had like a black guy as the face of the NBA, they think it should be the same with the WNBA. They think that it should be a black woman who's the face of the WNBA. And let's be real about it. Angel Reese, I'm not going to sit here and say you don't have the ability or the potential to you know, excel at what you're doing. But I will say this, what Jason Whitlock said was 100% correct. You trying to, you know, spread yourself out. I'm going to be a fashion model. I'm going to be a podcaster. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. You're just like dudes back in the day that were ball players, but they wanted to be rappers too. No. Go run some drills. Go practice your 15-foot jumper. Go practice your layups. Like, why are you doing a podcast? No one cares. No one cares. No one cares. Like, you're in the WNBA. You're an athlete. Okay? You're an athlete. Why are you trying to do podcasts Why are you trying to be a fashion model? Why are you trying to do all of this extra stuff? And then when Caitlin Clark outperforms you, you're mad because you're not getting the recognition that Caitlin Clark gets. And look, y'all can sit back in front, but the way y'all were treating her, let's be real. That we know what that is. Anybody that's black, that's from the hood, we know what that is. You mad that the white girl is getting some shine. Like, let's be real. And so now you're trying to overcompensate because the white girl is getting the shine in the WNBA. So because she's being featured prominently, so you got to try to outdo her. But instead of you trying to outdo her on the basketball court, you're trying to outdo her by saying, well, I'm going to be a fashion model and I'm going to be a podcaster and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and blah, 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 and all of that, right? And what's hilarious about it is you actually had Shaq come to your podcast and he flat out told you straight to your face in no uncertain terms that Caitlin Clark is her. Like, let's be real. We know you're offended by that. We know you're upset about that. He flat out said, basically, you know, in no uncertain, like, he basically said it. He basically said it. Like, I think you were thinking that Shaq was going to throw some shade, you feel what I'm saying, towards Caitlin Clark, but he ended up giving her props on your own show. You feel what I'm saying? And that should have been a wake-up call for you. Because instead of you sitting there doing a podcast, and yo, I'm going to keep it all the way real. I'm so tired of people that are in different genres trying to jump into podcasting. Go shoot basketball. You're like trying to outdo Caitlin Clark by trying to be this sort of jack of all trades. You know how that ends up? You become a jack of all trades, but a master of none. Okay? Michael Jordan wasn't trying to be a rapper. Michael Jordan wasn't trying to be a podcaster or a radio show host. Hell, Michael Jordan don't even want to be a basketball coach because he know that's not his lane. You know what Michael Jordan did? Michael Jordan went out there, laced up his sneakers, and he left it all on the court every single night. And that's the reason why he the GOAT. That's the reason why he Michael Jordan. But you want to be upset and get in your fifis because a white girl is outperforming you. It's no wonder she's outperforming you because you somewhere worried about what type of clothes you going to wear to whatever fashion event you going to, doing podcasts, and every other thing you could think of because you want to be on some I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. No. Be an athlete. You want everybody to look at you like you're better than Caitlin Clark, and this is just like that Kendrick and Drake shit. If you want everybody to look at you like you're better than Caitlin Clark, then show everybody you're better than her on the damn basketball court. It's not rocket science. It's not complicated. It's not hard. Okay? But this whole thing that y'all got going on, and by the way, I see how you brothers that are sports commentators, because Jason Whitlock called it like it actually is. A lot of you brothers be trying to gas her up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be dealing with a whole lot of copium, trying to make her feel better about the fact that the white girl is outperforming her. Like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Y'all wouldn't do that with nobody else. Y'all wouldn't do that with nobody else. And by the way, for the record, right? On the men's side, we don't do that. On the men's side, we don't do that. In the NBA, if you nice with it and you a white boy, it don't matter. At the end of the day, when you on the court, what matters is your game, not your color, your game. You feel what I'm saying? Ask some of them dudes back in the day that thought Larry Bird was a joke. You feel what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody tripping off the fact that Dirk Nowitzki was a freaking white boy. Nobody cared about that. You feel me? Like back in the day when I was younger and one of my favorite players was Christian Laettner until he got to the damn NBA. Once he got to the NBA, he didn't do shit. I was super disappointed. Super disappointed, bro. But on the NBA side, we don't do that. It doesn't matter what your race is or none of that. But in the WNBA, it's clear y'all have a problem with Caitlyn because she white. You can say whatever you want to say. It is what it is. There's even a moment that I saw where y'all convinced her to try to downplay herself to make y'all feel better. Like, stop it, man. Stop it, bro. I'm not going to give, Steve Kim, I would love to give 2 hours on this topic, but I can't give 2 hours on this topic. But that's my thoughts on it. It's a simple, it's just a simple instance of jealousy. You feel me? Angel Reese is jealous of Caitlin Clark, and she's feeling like she has to outperform her by doing a bunch of extra things off the court instead of trying to beat her and outperform her on the court. That's really all that is, man. But shout out to Jason Whitlock. Shout out to Steve Kim for shouting me out. I really appreciate that. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it, fam. Like, real talk. But let's get into the politics. Let's get into the politics. But yo, you guys tell me, you guys in the chat room, y'all let me know, is that a accurate take when it comes to Angel Reese? Is that an accurate take? Or am I off? Shout out to Andrew. He said, for the conscious knowledge drop last night. Appreciate you, fam.
$50 boss up. Stack up and match up.
Said the whole WNBA is jealous of Caitlin Clark. Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course. Like, it's like, bro, y'all got to stop coddling people. You feel me? If you want to be better, be better. That's really all it boils down to. If you want to be better, be better. Stop trying to stop trying to guilt people into making you feel better about the fact that you're underperforming. Because I'm going to tell you the other thing too, and this is the goofy shit. You know what has happened in our society, in our culture? Black people play the victim Olympics so much that they believe they're supposed to be given recognition even when they don't deserve the recognition. You feel me? You got somebody like Angel Reese. She's like, well, look at me. I'm a black girl and I'm in the WNBA. Why y'all don't give me props? Why y'all giving the white girl props? It's that mentality. The white girl getting props because before her, no one cared about the WNBA wasn't even interesting to watch until Caitlin Clark. Like, in fact, Shaq said that basically Caitlin Clark is like the Steph Curry of the WNBA. And not my words, that's what Shaq said. That's what Shaq said. Those are not my words, right? But it's just like with Kendrick. Kendrick is like, why y'all giving the colonizer props? Why y'all giving the white boy props, in reference to Drake? I'm Kendrick. I'm the dark-skinned one with the kinky hair and got my hair twisted up or whatever. I'm supposed to represent the culture. Y'all supposed to give me the props. No, nigga, put up the numbers. Put up the numbers without the help of UMG. Put up the numbers and then we'll give you the props, nigga. Put up the numbers. Because you can't play this race card shit because at the end of the day, Michael Jordan got props. And last time I checked, he's black and he's dark-skinned. Okay, so y'all can't play this. Y'all can't play this race thing, man. Like, stop it. It's about merit. There are certain industries where it's always going to be about merit. You feel me? Put the numbers up. Put the numbers up, and then we'll give you the props. You feel what I'm saying? But then again, I don't know how that works with Negroes. Because when you put the numbers up, Negroes still want to try to discount you. You feel me? I can't name how many times I told a dude yesterday, bro, you making a video about me because you clout chasing. He got offended that I said he was clout chasing. This Negro don't even got 5,000 subs. But for me to say he's making a video about somebody with 760 some thousand subs, me saying he's clout chasing is offensive. Does that make any sense? That makes absolutely no sense. Like, absolutely no sense. I'm like, bro, you clout chasing. Just admit it. It is what it is. You feel me? It is what it is. Now, would y'all like me to show him the difference between when it's clout chasing and when it's not clout chasing? Would y'all like me? Press 1 if y'all want me to show him the difference between when it's clout chasing and when it's not clout chasing. This is when it's clout chasing. When I was having the conversation with Myron, we didn't bring you up. We didn't bring you up, bro. Your name never came up in that conversation. But you're inserting yourself into the conversation, inserting your opinion into the conversation. And I'm not going to say your name on my channel. You know who you are. I ain't going to mention your name on my channel no more. But you know who you are. Like, bro, nobody brought up your name. You feel me? Now, the conversation we had yesterday when I told you straight to your face that you clout chasing and that is content strategy, that wasn't meant to be a knock. That was just the truth. Like, your name didn't come up. Okay? Your name didn't come up. Now, I just did a segment where I showed what Jason Whitlock and Steve Kim was talking about, and I spoke on it, right? But that's not clout chasing. You know why it's not clout chasing? Because Steve Kim asked me. Literally said, "Hey, Angryman, I need you to do a show or a segment on this." That's the difference. That's the difference. I'm speaking on it because the man asked me to speak on it. You're speaking on it because you feel like speaking on it. You're speaking on it because you think that it's going to get you some notoriety, or you think it's going to help you grow your channel. And look, that's cool. Everybody does it. But you can't just sit back and pretend like that's not what it is when somebody tells you that's what it is, bro. Like, it's what it is. You feel me? Like, yo, I'm gonna tell y'all the real truth, man. And this has been going on for a little hot second, fam. It's certain Negroes in this space that just got here that hate the fact that I'm one of the big dogs. They hate that shit, bro. They hate that shit, fam. It's like, bro, look. Don't Caitlin Clark me, okay? Don't be Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark me, bro. Don't get mad that I'm one of the big dogs. You can be a big dog too. You just need to put the numbers up. And you ain't did that yet. You haven't done it yet. You haven't, and I'm not saying that you won't. I'm not saying that you can't. What I'm saying is, if you want to, in fact, I want you to run the numbers up. I want you to run the numbers up. You know why I want you to run the numbers up? So you'll stop being insecure about me. I want you to. I swear to God, I want all of you Negroes that be doing that hating shit. I want you to be successful. Because the moment you actually get whatever type of success that you want, you'll stop hating and you'll stop being insecure. Because that's all that shit is, bro. That's all it is, man. Like, just tell me the truth. Just tell me that you mad Myron came to my show and he didn't come to your show. Just say that. Just say that. Now, before you try to say, well, who is Myron supposed to be? Apparently he's somebody because he got all you niggas panties in a bunch. Apparently he must be someone of significance for this many niggas to be on their period about it. Yeah, thought I wasn't gonna call it out for what it really is. Like, stop playing with me. You think I ain't gonna call it out for what it really is? You niggas do this shit every time anybody comes on my show that you feel is of any importance. Anytime that shit happens. When Jason Whitlock came on my show, you niggas was hating. When I was on Angel Ramirez Jordan's show back in the day, niggas was hating. Niggas was doing videos talking about some, if I was up there, I would have said, but you wasn't up there, nigga. Have you ever stepped back to ask yourself, why was Angryman up there and you wasn't? If I was up there, I would have said, and I would have. Put the numbers up. Put the numbers up. That's all you gotta do. Put the numbers up. Put the numbers up, Shake. Ain't that what Beans call you? Shake. Put the numbers up, Shake. Put the numbers up. You put the numbers up, I'll be one of the first people to congratulate you. Because look, that's how we do over here. We don't hate, we congratulate. We don't hate, we congratulate. But we don't tolerate no signifying and no high signing. If you ain't already big dog, stop barking like you big dog. Stop popping that shit, my nigga. You ain't even at 5,000 subs yet. Stop popping that shit, dude. And this is not to try to make nobody feel any kind of way when you got low, when your numbers is still low, you can turn that shit around in a month. Your channel can explode in a month. But I'm going to tell you right now, and this is just some free game, your channel will never explode worrying about what another motherfucker doing. Because this shit ain't no joke. This shit is hard work. Don't get it twisted. This shit is hard work. Especially if you want your shit to grow. This shit is hard work. You understand? So, just facts. You not gonna get nowhere worried about what another motherfucker doing. You will get somewhere worried about what you doing. Like, real talk. Yo, shout out to my man Izzy Bands in the building. He said to the man, the legend, the angry man, he was absolutely clout chasing. Yeah, well, we know he was. We know it. We know that's what time that Negro was on. We know that's what time that Negro was on. As much as he wants to pretend that's not, That's not what it is. Shout out to Lucid. He said, she's about to get cooked. Shout out to DeAndre. He said, great show, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah, he was absolutely clout chasing. And he's still clout chasing. He's still clout chasing, but he doesn't understand. I really don't give a shit. Like, even when I went to Will and Raw G's show yesterday, I didn't know that nigga made a video. I didn't know that nigga had a problem. He said he was gonna review it. That's what he said. Like, that morning when I was talking to Myron on the show, he was in the chat room. He super chatted. He said, yo, do you mind if I review it? I'm like, okay, cool. Because I'm thinking he's saying he's going to review the discussion. In other words, review the talking points and what was said in the discussion and give his opinion about the discussion. But that's not what he did. What he did is he ran over there and he got on some personal attack type shit. Yo, why Angryman ain't do this and why Angryman ain't check Myron and not. Like, yo, I'm going to tell you some real shit. Intelligent people talk about ideas. Little people talk about other people. So, with everything that was said in that discussion between me and Myron, the fact that the only thing you latched on to was that Myron said something in reference to black people that you didn't like, and you're now mad that I didn't check Myron about it, it shows how small you are mentally. Because there was a lot that was said in that discussion. And for you to latch on to that actually gives validity to Myron's point about niggas being stupid. But y'all tend to do that all the time. Y'all tend to do that all the time. I don't care what the discussion is. If something is said that is offensive to black people, that's the main thing you focus on. You don't focus on nothing else. You don't focus on nothing else. But you think you're going to run around, you feel me, talking about some Angryman, Angryman, he should have did this and he should have did that and why didn't Angryman and I'm just sitting here trying to figure out do I need to reintroduce myself to you niggas? I don't care what you niggas think about me. I don't care about what you niggas think I should have did or shouldn't did. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't care, nigga. When it come to me, I said what I said. Deal with it. I said what I said. I said what I said. I don't care if you don't like it. You'll get over it or spend the rest of your life mad. Don't make me no damn difference. Yo, shout out to Mark. He said Ray Charles could see he was hating AM. Facts. Shout out to Loaded Locks Gaming. He said for Camp 8.
Tell him about the gun line, boss.
So now we gotta switch gears. And you wanna know what's really hilarious about all of that? What's really hilarious about all of that? It is a prime example of how the world operates. While Negroes is focused on something that asinine and that ignorant, right? Jason Whitlock and Steve Kim, they not over there having a conversation about that. I don't even think Myron and Fresh and Fit are having a conversation about that. Okay? I know the conservative content creators like Dr. Steve Turley, who else? Victor Davis Hanson, Officer Tatum, they're not talking about none of that shit. And you know why? You want to know the main reason why? The main reason why is because there are bigger things going on in the world than the fickle sensibilities of selectively outraged Negroes. You want me to say that again? You want me to say that again? There are bigger things going on in the world than the fickle sensibilities of selectively outraged Negroes. In other words, here's the layman translation. The real world is dealing with real shit. No one cares about what you nigglets are offended by. No one. No one. I promise you, no one gives a shit. No one. No one. Allow me to be the bridge between niggerdom and the real world. Okay? Allow me to be the bridge. I see the things you guys do in niggerdom. But I assure you, no one in the real world cares. You know what the real world is worried about? Is Trump going to issue this money? This $5,000 or $8,000 to the American taxpayers? That's what the real world is worried about. The real world is worried about, so with Trump implementing all of these different executive orders, with Pam Bondi and Kash Patel getting confirmed along with RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard, how are these changes going to affect the overall structure of the United States government? And what implications will it have on the geopolitics of the rest of the world? That's what the real world is thinking about. Is Donald Trump going to abolish the IRS? And how's that going to work if he does? This is what the real world is worried about. Not some ignorant niggas sitting around mad that a black man of Sudanese lineage said nigger. Or that he doesn't like to dabble in the dark, which is his personal preference. Or how this content creator had the nerve to critique black women's hairstyles. Like, no one cares about that goofy shit. And that's the main reason why the black community doesn't go anywhere. This is the main reason why you have no industry. This is the main reason why you don't run anything. This is the main reason why you are not prospering. This is the main reason why they did a study and it showed that by 2050, the average black household will have a net worth of zero because you sit around focusing on bullshit that don't amount to a fucking thing. While the rest of the world focuses on reality, focuses on real shit, focuses on tangible shit. Things that can actually affect your lives and how you live on a day-to-day basis. You focus on nigga shit. Nigga shit. Now, what's really annoying to me, because this is what I wonder. It sits in the back of my head. So you was offended by what Myron said. Now you get to be offended by what I said. I asked myself the question. Out of that entire discussion that me and Myron had, that one-on-one discussion, I asked myself, did you get hung up on Myron saying niggas was dumb because you were offended by it? Or did you latch on to that because the rest of the entire conversation was too complicated for you? That's my question. Did you latch on to him saying niggas was dumb because you were genuinely offended, or did you latch on that because you couldn't keep up with the rest of the fucking conversation? Did the rest of the conversation go over your head? Because if the conversation was too complicated for you to follow, then that means that you just gave validity to Myron's argument that niggas are dumb. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what it appears to be. That's what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like to me. Because there was a bunch of other stuff that was said that you could have found offensive. But you didn't. And I think you didn't find the other stuff offensive because you couldn't comprehend it. So you went for the low-hanging fruit. You went for the low-hanging fruit. Oh my God, he said the niggas was dumb. I can't believe that. He's just trying to figure out a way to insult black people, and he's trying to speak for white people and insult black people. Insult you how? Insult you how? Don't you find it interesting that the one group of people that are always getting super offended are black people? Black people get offended the way a Victorian age aristocrat gets offended. Y'all realize that? The average Negro today gets offended the way a Victorian age aristocrat gets offended. Someone says something and they're like, oh, what did you say about me? But there's only one problem with that. They get outraged and offended the same way that a Victorian age aristocrat would get offended, but without any of the achievement or prestige. That's what confuses me. It's like you go down to the hood, you got cars sitting on center blocks, you got houses that's not taken care of, you got yards that's not taken care of, you got trash all over the place, and then when somebody says, damn, the ghetto look raggedy as hell. How dare you talk about my neighborhood? Nigga, look at your neighborhood. How do you get offended like you are operating in a prestigious way when you're operating in a degenerate way? It makes no fucking sense. You tell a chick, yo, that's y'all problem. Y'all out here acting like 304s. 304s? Did you call me a 304? I'm telling all 5 of my baby daddies that you called me a 304. All 5 of them. You be like, yo, that's the problem with y'all. The problem with y'all is that you don't have no respect for yourself. No respect for myself? What do you mean I don't have any respect for myself? As a woman, you don't have any respect for yourself. I can't believe you said that. Whole music, listen to whole music, act like hoes, and not be hoes. You can't sing whole music, dress like hoes, act like hoes, and then be offended when niggas call you hoes. But then when you get on a panel with niggas, all of a sudden, all of these niggas become scholarly. You start calling out the behavior you've been seeing your whole life. The same behavior that you've watched descend into the mess that it is right now. And these niggas get up on the panels and shit all studious. Well, technically, That's not what's going on in the hood. See, what you need to understand is that the vast majority of the people who reside in the black neighborhood are actually college educated and scholarly. There is only a small percentage, maybe 1% of that actual demographic that's engaging in nefarious activity. Now, I would like to point you to such and such study where it shows that the vast majority of the black community is blah, 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 blah. Shut your lying ass up, nigga. Shut your lying ass up, nigga. Who the hell do you Negroes think you fooling? Try to sell us that damn myth. Talking about some, well, you know, there's white neighborhoods, you know, there's white places called sundown towns. If you black, you better not be in that town. You better not be in a black neighborhood you don't know when the sun go down. Hell is you talking about? You better not be in a black neighborhood that you don't know when the sun go down and you black. Hell are we talking about? I get tired. I get tired of Negroes lying, fam. I get tired. I get so tired. So tired of Negroes lying through their teeth. That's what Negroes do. They lie. On a consistent basis, they lie. They lie. They want everybody to believe. Look, ever since Negroes like myself have come onto social media to point out the flaws of the black community that needs to be fixed, all of these niggas is up in arms and upset. Why? Why are they upset? For the same reason that Billy Ho on White Men Can't Jump had a problem with Sydney. He said, I know your type, Sydney. Type to dunk when all you had to do was a layup. See, you want to look good first and win second. That's the mentality of niggas. They don't like when I talk about what niggas do or what Myron talks about what niggas do or what anybody talks about what niggas do because they don't want the world to view them in a bad light as if it already doesn't. I've even heard niggas say, why y'all talking about black problems and for the world to see? Why y'all can't keep that behind closed doors? But guess what? These niggas would rather pretend that there's nothing wrong in the hood so that they can look good than to fix what's wrong in the hood so that they can be good. I'm going to say that again. These niggas would rather lie about what goes on in the hood so that they can look good, rather than fix what's in the hood so they can be good. They want to look good first and win second. The only problem is the win never comes. And you want to know why the win never comes? It's psychological, baby. If you already looking good as if you won, what's the point of winning? If you already faking the funk, pretending like you won, why do you need to win? That's right, you niggas have psychologically tricked yourself into a perpetual state of loserdom. Because if you walking around faking the funk, pretending like you won, you don't have no need for the real win. You don't got no need for the real win. See, if you stop acting like you won and look around at the reality that you're in a losing state, you might actually get up off your ass and do something about it. The reward for winning is looking good. The reward for winning is looking good. Not the other way around. The reward for looking good is not winning. That's backwards. That's backwards thinking. You're putting the cart before the horse. You think that if you look good enough, you'll win. No, silly rabbit. If you win, then you look good. Then you look good. You look good after you win. Like back in the day when I was younger, you know, niggas be out making money and shit, and I'd be in some sweats and a white t-shirt, and my peoples would be like, yo, man, why you don't never get fly? Get fly for what? I was broke and struggling. Why I'ma try to look fly while I'm broke and struggling? Niggas talking about some, yo, it's Friday. Yo, let's go turn up. Let's go get some alcohol and let's turn up. And I'm sitting there like, what is you niggas celebrating? Well, what are you celebrating? I'm sorry, I can't have fun when I'm broke. I can't have fun when I'm broke. I can't enjoy hanging out at the beach when I know I'm coming home to some bills that I'm not going to have the money for. I don't know how niggas do that. I don't celebrate unless I got some money. And when I say money, I don't mean some money in my pocket. I mean money in the bank, investments, cash vehicles, passive income. Like no. But we want to keep sitting back, pretending that this isn't the mentality of our community, of our people. We want to keep pretending this ain't the mentality. This thing where we value symbolism over substance. We value symbolism over substance. What's symbolism over substance? A nigga having a Ferrari, but he live in the projects. That's symbolism over substance. Symbolism over substance is having a black woman like Jasmine Crockett shit in Congress and you think she represents you just because she look like you. That's symbolism over substance. That's symbolism over substance. Kendrick Lamar being a tool of the damn industry, but you think he's fighting for your liberation. That's symbolism over substance. That's symbolism over substance. And that's what you niggas live for. It's the Alabama fight with the black people grabbing the chairs and hitting the white people with it. That's symbolism over substance. Because while you're thinking that that's some sort of victory for black people, you still don't run shit. You still don't own shit. Some drunk white dudes was harassing a black security guard. Some black folk ran up, took their shirts off, and beat up some white people. Yay! We finally made it to the mountaintop. We did it, Dr. King. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We won. You ain't gotta like me. You don't gotta agree with what I say. But I'll tell you this. You niggas don't have a damn clue what winning looks like. You don't have a clue what winning looks like. You don't have a clue what winning looks like. Well, let me show you what winning looks like. This is what winning looks like. What winning looks like is when the Super Bowl happens and it doesn't matter who wins the Super Bowl, you still get paid. That's what winning look like. That's what winning looks like. That's what winning looks like. Winning looks like you getting a piece of commercial property. Somebody want to put a Starbucks in that piece of commercial property. All you do is you just own the physical space. You just own the physical space. Somebody wants to put a Starbucks in there. They lease it from you. They got to put the fixtures in it. They got to do all of that shit. But they have to pay you for that space. You sign them to a 15-year lease for $30,000 a month. So you guaranteed $30,000 a month for 15 years for doing absolutely nothing except brokering a deal. That's what winning looks like. That's what winning looks like. Not we shamed white people to the point where they won't say anything racist in our presence. Ooh, that's an awesome victory. That's an awesome victory. Can your kids eat that? Does that heat your home? Does that give you the ability to take your family on vacations? But then niggas will come over here telling me something about, oh, all you care about is money, and you be cash apping and da 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 da. Let me tell you something. You niggas is funny. I had niggas, you know what I had niggas try to shame me about? When I first started YouTube, I set up a GoFundMe to buy equipment, right? And I never took the GoFundMe down, right? It was just sitting up there because I forgot about it, right? Because as I started to build my platform, you know, people would donate equipment or I made enough money to go buy the equipment. So I didn't even think about the GoFundMe. So niggas is like, oh, you had a GoFundMe. Nigga, your entire United States government is a fucking GoFundMe. I'm going to say that again. Your entire United States government is a GoFundMe. So don't come in here shaming me about a GoFundMe. Nigga, that's the American way. Crowdfunding is the American way. But anyway, speaking of the government GoFundMe, your homegirl Jasmine Crockett decided to jump out there and say this.
So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you. So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
So, I don't know if you guys remember, but the other day, some guy came into my chat room and said, Jasmine Crockett tells it like it is. And then I proceeded to roast the shit out of this dude for defending such a raggedy, trifling individual. Right? And I'm going to tell you the truth. God must love situations like this, because right after that, we have this gem. We have her saying this. And there's so much to unpack in just that little statement. If she has any aspirations of going higher in government, it should have been tanked with just that statement right there. So let's address the first part of it, right? The first part is she said, we're not in the business of giving out money. Since when? Since when? Hell, for the past 4 years, that's all you was in the business of doing. You gave Ukraine money, you gave Africa money, you gave the illegal immigrants money. You gave everybody money except the American people. So why don't you tell the truth, Jasmine Crockett shit? Why don't you tell the truth and just say, we're not in the business of giving the American public any money? Say that. That would be more accurate. But the funniest thing about it, and this right here is what takes the cake. This is what adds insult to injury. The money that she's talking about not being in the business of giving away is our goddamn money. This is how stupid the Democrat Party thinks the American people are. She's literally saying to you, all your money that we collected, we're not in the business of giving that shit back to you. And then she says, I don't know what $5,000 can do for you. Do you think there is an American anywhere in this great land of ours, whether he be broke, living on the street, or rich in a mansion, that's going to turn down a $5,000 check? Do y'all know of anybody that's going to say or fix their mouth, fix their lips to say, I don't need an extra $5,000? Who's going to say that? And look, I said this before and I'm going to say it again. Every time this man gets in office, I'm talking about DJT. I'm talking about DJ Trump on the wheels of steel, mixing and scratching. I'm talking about Donald J. Trump, my motherfucking president. Every time he gets in office, he tries to do everything in his power to put money in the hands of the American people. And every time these raggedy ass Democrats try to stop it, and y'all still don't see it. And I'm trying to figure out, especially with you black folks, since when have you been against the man trying to put money in your hand and for the people that try to stop him from putting money in your hand? When did that occur? When did y'all make that switch? Like, some of y'all are so deranged with Trump derangement syndrome that you need some people in your family to G-check y'all's ass. Like, you sitting around talking about some, man, Trump is racist. I don't even know why he talking about five. I don't want no five to hold on. You need to relax, auntie, unc, cuz. You need to relax. Because that battery, that that damn AA battery, that Duracell that the Democrats shoved up your ass, it's got your ass tripping. They done put a battery in your back that's got you so crazy that you're even going against your own damn prosperity. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-boggling. So Doge went into these organizations, found wasteful spending, put a stop to some of the wasteful spending, found money that was hidden, lost, whatever, right? Say, you know what? We need to give some of this money back to the American people. Rightfully so. Sounds like the best thing for me. Right? For you. So yeah, we gonna cut the check. And look, we know that this is Donald Trump. You know he gonna do it. You know he gonna do it. Bruh, I didn't even think I was gonna get a stimulus check. You feel me? I didn't even think I was gonna get one. Because I had hit 6 figures, and then my wife was like, nah, it's she was like, nah, it's based off of your income the previous year. So the previous year I wasn't a 6-figure earner at that time. Shit, nigga. I got that damn check, nigga. I was shocked, nigga. I was shocked. Like, oh, shit. But you got Donald Trump saying, you know what, we're going to give some of this money back to the American people. And you got these lunatics out here mad. You got these lunatics out here. Now, keep in mind, the American people won't saying shit when Biden was sending all kinds of money to everybody. Nobody said nothing. They didn't care. Oh, Biden sending another $50 billion to Ukraine. Nobody cared. Trump say something about sending the American people $5,000 each, and now all of a sudden everybody's up in arms. Like, bruh, if you can't see it at this point, I don't know what to say. If you can't see it at this point, I don't know what to say. Something's wrong with y'all. Those of you that's still against Trump, something is wrong with your brain. And you know what I wish? This is what I wish. I wish to God that our voting results was tied to everything about us, was tied to, and I know how dangerous that could be, but let me just fantasize for a second. I wish that everybody that voted for Kamala don't get a check. That would be so awesome. That would be so fucking awesome. Like, nigga, stay on your side. You pick the side. And by the way, the Democrat, I said the other day that the Democrats' approval rating was in like 30-some%. It's actually 20-some%. Bro, the Democrats' approval rating is at 20-some%. And here's the question that I want to ask the BINO Nation. Here's the question I want to ask you guys. Are we looking at the end of the Democrat Party? are we looking at the end of the Democrat Party? Like real talk. Like, I didn't think it was possible, but shit. And they don't seem to be learning. You would think at this point, you would think they would change course. You would think they would back up off of it. But they're still going. Like, they don't understand. If Donald Trump has a high approval rating, if his approval rating is in the 50s and 60s, and you're going hard at him, you're trying to paint narratives about what he's doing. You're trying to make it look like he's crazy. You're trying to make it look like he's racist. And your approval rating keeps dropping. What do you think that's going to mean for you in 2026? What do you think that's going to mean in the midterms? See, I'm going to tell you some real shit. The fact that the Democrats are not worried about the midterm elections, it means we need to look into voting integrity. Like, serious. Because it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense that they are still going hard in the paint like they don't know that these people ain't going to be like, oh, you know what? I'm not voting for them. I'm going to tell you what needs to be done. I'm going to tell you what needs to be done. And it needs to be done right away. They need to fix it so that you have to show your ID in every single state that you vote in. Period. Across the board. Across the damn board. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Well, Miss Jasmine Crockett, she said, y'all don't need $5,000. What y'all need $5,000 for? You know, this is coming from a woman that's worth $9 million. She said, y'all don't need $5,000. Apparently, she needs her $9 million, but y'all don't need $5,000. What y'all think about that? What y'all think about the fact that a person is worth $9 million and probably, and if she stay in Congress, I guarantee you that number will go up. If she matter of fact, let me rephrase that. If she had been in Congress longer than she is now before Doge, that number would have been much higher. If she had been in Congress longer, I guarantee you that 9 million would have been much higher. It would have been much higher. Yo, shout out to Chill Let Go. He said, I don't know what 5K would do for you. Makes me see red. I tell you what that 5K would do for me. It would go towards recovering the 20 stacks I lost when Joe Biden's ass got into office and started signing them goofy executive orders. Shout out to the lowly one, said, on the real, isn't this how certain wars got started? What you mean? Shout out to Terrell, said the Democrats are sticking to their formula. Put a Democratic strag on the forefront. Everything she says, Negroes and Negroettes will follow. Yep. But the only thing is, fam, I don't think it's working this time. I don't think their strategy is working this time. Yo, shout out to Devon. He said guns and butter. Yes, sir. Shout out to Ease Chill, said, you spitting hot fire, big homie. Shout out to Miles. He said, thanks for streaming. Let's see. Shout out to Derek. He said, fueling the anger. Cook, angry joker. Shout out to Chris. He said, BINO Nation. Facts over feelings, gang. Shout out to Ambush. He said, if anything, that's $5K worth of simping for niggas. You said that's they simp fund. Shout out to David. David said that's exactly what they were saying behind our backs when they were stealing from us all this time. Not surprised. Well, on the positive side, Cash Patel got confirmed. Shout out to Big Joker. ATL said, please tell me you gonna talk about the SSA shakeup. Let's see. Let's pull up a video on it. You talking about the Social Security Administration? You talking about the lady that resigned? Said the lady who resisted Doge. Let's see. Let's check it out.
The Social Security Administration's acting commissioner has resigned following a dispute with the Department of Government Efficiency, the cost-cutting group led by Elon Musk. Michelle King, a longtime SSA official, quit after clashing with Doge over its efforts to access sensitive government records. She was replaced by Leland Dudek, who supports Doge's push to eliminate waste and fraud. Dudek will serve as acting commissioner until President Trump's nominee, Frank Bisinano, is confirmed by the Senate. Doge staffers, embedded at several agencies since Trump launched the initiative, reportedly sought access to SSA's vast database, which includes Social Security numbers, work history, banking information, and medical records for millions of Americans. It remains unclear what specific records sparked King's departure. A White House spokesperson said Trump is committed to appointing, quote, the best and most qualified individuals to lead the agency and expects Bisinano's swift confirmation. The resignation comes as Musk intensifies scrutiny on Social Security fraud, recently claiming to have found instances of 150-year-old people collecting benefits. He called the discovery of 20 million centenarians in the database the biggest fraud in history. The SSA distributes about $1.5 trillion in benefits annually. Despite the shakeup, Trump has pledged to keep Social Security benefits intact for seniors.
For more stories, just
President Trump is praising U.S. Central.
Hold on,
The Social Security Administration's acting commissioner has resigned following a dispute with the Department.
Waste. Well, the numbers are just incredible. Liz Peek, let's get into it. Elon Musk posted this graphic on X showing how many people in what age group there are accepting these Social Security checks. It's just pretty incredible that you see ages 110 to 119, 3.6 million. If you're 120 to 129, 3.5 million. I mean, last time I checked, Liz, there was no one in America that's 140 years old.
But if there is someone 140 years old, Maria, they sure deserve Social Security payments, and I'm all for it. Look, there are two astonishing things here. Number one, that this sloppiness and the fraud and waste has gone on for so long. Obviously, this is not something that happened overnight. It is incredible to me that people working in our government have had such laziness, such inertia, that they have never even bothered to look at these numbers that apparently are pretty easy to find. Number two, what's really incredible is that anyone is objecting to this because, as Caroline Levitt pointed out, this isn't just about hauling in all those illegal and fraudulent and wasteful payments. It is about making sure that if you're 60 years old, you're going to get Social Security payments from a healthy institution for the next many years. So how can anyone object to this? I have no idea.
Well, I think, Cheryl, the Democrats are objecting to it because they're embarrassed. They've been supposedly stewards of our economy and stewards of our government for how many years, depending on who you're talking about, and this has been happening on their watch.
The agency's been asleep at the wheel, and I think that is where I'm so glad you brought this up, because it's the system. You know, the why did this happen? And actually, Elon Musk did post about it. He said that the logic flow diagram for the Social Security system looks insane. All capital letters, he wrote, Maria. He says no other person actually knows how it works. You need to get forensic accounting. You need to get programmers. You need to get people from Doge, that team. You need to get experts on technology and algorithms and accounting systems in there. Why that has never happened in all the decades that you've had thousands of reports about Social Security fraud, about checks that just kept going to somebody's residence after they'd passed away. I mean, come on, Maria. It's just, I can't believe we're finally addressing this. Like, I'm happy.
For so many years, Chris, that's all you heard from politicians. You know, we have to get rid of fraud, abuse, and waste. And yet, what? They didn't actually go and look to see where the money was going?
This bloated bureaucracy is just so... The idea that somehow some nameless bureaucrat could do a better job than Elon Musk is absurd. And the fact that where are these directors of Social Security been? This is the first thing you check in your first day. Are we paying anybody we shouldn't be? It's millions and millions of dollars. They keep talking about the viability of Social Security. That's the first thing you should have done instead of talking about raising taxes and cutting benefits. This should have been number one. So, I mean, these people should be ashamed of themselves.
And of course, right now, we've got the debate over how to cut, you know, to come up with offsets to actually afford President Trump's agenda, being money for the border, money for defense. And, you know, they're talking about cutting into mandatory spending. OK, instead of just going back and looking at where the money is, which is what Elon Musk and Doge are doing from the beginning, they're talking about cutting into mandatory spending. It's just outrageous.
So here's my question when it comes to all of this foolishness. There's a couple of things. One thing is I hate the way people I hate the way people nowadays pretend that they don't know what's really going on. They always go for the most politically correct answer. You know, well, you know, part of the reason that, you know, it's a shame that they're not checking to make sure that they're not sending checks to people that have already passed away. Do you honestly think someone, a human being, has been collecting Social Security checks for 360 years? Does anybody think that there is a person that was collecting a Social Security check and they passed away and the check kept going to their house because when would they start getting it? They would start getting it in their 60s, right? So they start getting it at what? When do you start getting Social Security? 60 or 65? Is it 60 or 65? 65, right? So what you're telling me is that someone started getting a Social Security check at 65 years old. They collected that check all the way up to 100, which is another 35 years, right? Then after that, they passed away, but due to some sort of accounting error, they continue to receive a check for another 260 years. Is the Social Security Administration even 360 years old? Where is Perplexity? Hold on. Let me pull up my Perplexity account. How old is the Social Security program? As of 2025, the Social Security program is 89 years old. 89 years old. It was started August 14th of 1935. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that the first elderly people to collect it was 1935, right? The first elderly people to collect it. Well, guess what? Anybody on that program that started collecting it the first year it started, right, would have only collected it for the next 89 years, even if there was an error. Even if there was an error. Okay, so let's say the first person to collect their Social Security was 65 years old, right? In 1935, right? Let's say that they lived another 35 years, which is 100 years. That brings you to 1970. Okay? So let's say they passed away in 1970 and you still continue to get a check sent to them, right? You still continue to get a check sent to them. So from 1970 to today, what is that? That's 55 years? So how would somebody be 360 years old collecting a Social Security? Let's see. Mindful Lunatic Awakening said, AM, are you talking about getting rid of Social Security? BINO Nation. Can y'all tell me what's wrong with that statement right there? Mindful Lunatic Awakening. Can y'all please tell me what's wrong with that statement? He said, AM, are you talking about getting rid of Social Security? BINO Nation, out of everything that I just said the moment that we got on this topic, what did I say that would give anybody the impression that I'm saying get rid of the Social Security program? What okay, let's be clear about something. Let's be clear about something. When I was a boy, my grandmother received a Social Security check for $300 and some dollars a month. This is early 80s. Okay, this is early 80s. This is what my grandmother had to live off of. $300 and some dollars a month, right? Which each year it increases a little bit. When my grandfather passed away, she was able to get his Social Security as well, which raised it up a little more, right? So now she was getting her Social Security and my father's. I mean, my grandfather's. This wasteful spending with the Social Security Administration, it just shows me that my grandmother, along with a lot of other elderly people, could have been getting a higher Social Security payment than what they were being given. Because my grandmother's money was just enough. It was always just enough. It was always just enough. So to sit back and think about my grandmother, other family members I had that worked their entire lives and then later died, to find out that they were getting hustled like this. It's disgusting. It's disgusting to think about it. It's disgusting. Now, how you got from everything I said, are you talking about getting rid of Social Security? Take your stupid ass out of my chat room and run back to whatever Democrat program that you're watching that is feeding you fear-mongering bullshit. Excuse me, fear-mongering horseshit. Ain't nobody in here said nothing about getting rid of Social Security, you damn Democrat shill. Get your ignorant ass out of here. Yo, shout out to David. He said, you know how much booty I'm buying? That's terrible. Shout out to Aaron. Aaron said, we told the British to kick rocks over 3%, and Trudeau don't know Canada still is a British dependency / Commonwealth. We don't negotiate with Canada for Canada. We negotiate with London for Canada. Trudeau is a douchebag. That's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. Yo, shout out to Crocodile Tears. He said Wesley Snipes, white men can't jump. He said Paul Mooney, they don't have to, they own the team. Shout out to Andre. He said, got Raish Al Ghul collecting Social Security or something. Laugh my fucking ass off. Yeah. Yo, if you just coming in here, hit the Cash App and support the show. In fact, We need another sponsor. Somebody else sponsor the show, man. Shout out to TW, said the state of Texas needs better representation. Jasmine Sour Crockett is a complete dolt and embarrassment. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell she got elected. How did she get elected? In Texas, of all places. Shout out to Billy Goat Gruff, said that 5Gs is going into the S&P 500. Yes, sir. Shout out to Larry. He said, based on that math, they were getting checks before the country won its independence. LOL. Yeah. Shout out to Hollow Ninja. He said, Doge getting our money back. Why are people angry? Shaking my effing head. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. But here's my thing, right? That I was gonna say before that one dude came in here talking about some, are you talking about getting rid of Social Security? Freaking idiot. I can read this with my eyes closed. You should be able to read this with your eyes closed, right? When they did the audit of the Treasury, the U.S. Treasury, what happened? The guy at the U.S. Treasury quit. They wanted to ask him some questions. It was the U.S. Treasury, right? He quit, right? Now you got them auditing the Social Security Administration, and the lady in charge quits. Don't you find it interesting that every time, well, at least more than once, whenever they go in to audit these government agencies, the people presiding over it be like, yeah, I'm about to tender my resignation. I'm out. I think, I'm going to tell you the truth. I think Kash Patel, any government employees that quit now that they're putting those agencies under the microscope, I think they all need to be investigated. I think if they go in there to put those government agencies under the microscope, and the first thing these bureaucrats do is quit, I think those bureaucrats need to be investigated. Flat out. Because why you quitting? What you trying to hide? What you trying to hide? You obviously trying to hide something. Shout out to Deshaun. He said, for the show, AM, always with fire and knowledge. Appreciate you. Shout out to Avery. He said, paying tuition. Let's fucking go. Shout out to Ronan Roy. He said, this administration is going to be so fun that it's going to be hard to keep up, especially when it makes the news. Shout out to Jerome. He said, the question is where all the money go to. That's facts. That's pure facts. Where did the money go? That's what we need to know. We need to know where the money went. Where did the money go? Where did the money go? Where did it go? And you got these, I'm going to tell you right now. The reason why the Democrats are so mad and the reason why the Democrats are declining is because Trump is hitting them where it hurts. And you want to know what's so diabolical about it? He was planning this for the whole 4 years. While he was going through the bullshit he was going through, He was planning this for the whole 4 years. You remember how Kanye say, la, 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 wait till I get my money right. Niggas be like, yo, you got to get your money right before you go to war. So what did Trump do? The first thing he hit was their stash houses. That's what he's doing. He's hitting the Democrat stash houses one by one. That's what he's doing. He's hitting them shits one by one. And that's why they hurt. That's why they hurt right now, bruh. They so punch drunk right now, they saying shit that don't even make sense. You got that Ayanna chick getting up there talking about some, I'm willing to work with anybody this serious about censoring the American people. What? You got Jasmine Crockett up there talking about some, we're not in the business of giving away money. I don't even know what you're going to do with $5,000. What? Yo, they're so punch drunk, they're just saying anything at this point. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They like, oh my God, he did what? He did what? That's their conversations every day, bro. Every day that's their conversation. He did what? You ever watch a movie where there's a character that's a villain, but they're secretly a villain? In other words, they have this public face that they put on. Like, I tell you, how many of y'all remember the movie Problem Child? How many of y'all remember that movie, Problem Child, back in the day? You remember his father was running for public office, right? And he got to arguing with his father, and his father, he said, why don't you tell he told his father, he said, why don't you tell the American people what you really think of them? And he clicked the camera on, and his father didn't know it. And he started talking shit, and then he turned around and pulled his pants down and mooned him, right? All on camera, right? The Democrats are having one of those moments right now. They're having one of those moments where the real villain of the movie that has been pretending to be a good guy finally exposes themselves. This is the moment that they're having right now. It's that moment like on The Negotiator with Samuel L. Jackson, where the dude shot Samuel L. Jackson and he's talking all of that shit to Kevin Spacey, and Kevin Spacey has his hand on the damn walkie-talkie, and the dude don't realize it. And then he walks outside, and all the cops are standing there with the walkie-talkies listening and shit. They're having one of those moments right now. And they don't know how to handle it. They're having one of those moments. But the sad part about it is you got a bunch of Americans that are in denial about it. You got a bunch of Americans that's pretending like they're not having one of those moments right now. And they are. It's like, bruh, you can't see it. It's right in front of your face. It's right in front of your face. Like, at this point, I don't know what to say. You literally have Jasmine Crockett sitting up there after years of the Biden administration spending money left and right, sending money to everybody, losing billions of dollars of equipment to Afghanistan. And she gonna sit her ass on the news and say, we're not in the business of giving away money? What? And then gonna tell the American people, I don't know what you're gonna do with $5,000 after you done set your ass up there and complained about egg prices? After you done set your ass up there and tried to capitalize on the victimhood of the American people by saying, we know you're struggling, we're fighting for you, but then you turn around and tell them they don't need $5,000? Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. It is crazy. On the one hand, the Democrats pretend to be the champion of the people. But then you turn around and tell the people, man, you don't need no $5,000. Get out of my face. Like, get out of my face. You don't need no $5,000. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. And by the way, I gotta say this. It should be obvious, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Let me tell you some real shit. Adam Schiff, all of you individuals that was talking crazy to Kash Patel during those confirmation hearings, I feel sorry for y'all, bruh. I feel sorry for y'all, bruh. I feel sorry for y'all. Like, y'all are in some deep doo-doo. Like, between Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, oh my God. Sweet Jesus. This man now has Kash Patel. And if you've ever seen any of his interviews, look, Kash Patel is coming with that straight Generation X energy, bro. But Kash, you said you weren't going to go after anybody's political opponents. Man, get out of my face. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Oh my God. But this is lawfare. You're going after your political opponent. Hey man, just put your hands behind your back, man. You're going down. You're going down. Oh, sweet Jesus. Sweet Jesus. Good God Almighty. Mm, 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 mm. Let's see. It says New FBI Director Kash Patel is ordering 1,000 agents at headquarters into the field, and another 500 employees must move from D.C. to the FBI's facility in Huntsville, Alabama. Current and former FBI officials tell NBC News. There are around 7,300 employees working in the Hoover building, most of them non-agents. Mm, 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 mm. Shaking it up already. Shaking it up already. Not playing no games. You feel me? Doing the horse dance. Feeling the vibe. Yeah, they should be shook right now. They should be shook. Shout out to Belly Love S said SS is direct deposit. Follow the bank info. Yes, on the last 4 years, Trump was working it. Shout out to JD Gunn. Appreciate you. Shout out to JD Gunn again. Said turn the lights on and the roaches scatter. Yep. Shout out to Black Goku Zero said, in wrestling terms, the Democrats have always been officially heels, the bad guys, and they don't even realize it. Shout out to Marcus said the Dems are sore losers from the view to the voters. Yep. Shout out to the lowly one said, like Denzel said, I'm out here putting cases on all you niggas. Bro, did y'all see, look, in one of the confirmation hearings, did y'all see when Kash Patel quoted the Joker? Did y'all see that? I said, oh, this is some Gen X energy for your ass, bruh. Yo, shout out to Aaron. He said Glenn Beck had a video up 2 days ago with Elon and Doge. The U.S. debt clock is starting to run backwards for real. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. Shout out to Brenda, said, not my turn, but I'm doing it again. Look, this is what he said. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. See if I can find the video.
About it. Well, if you look at the record from January 6th, where I testified by in that country, you should go back to where that's just a piece of it. But that's nothing compared.
So I probably won't be able to find it, but when he's in front of that committee, He says something to the effect of America needs a better brand of law enforcement, and I'm going to give it to him. I said, bro. Yo, Tall said, what did he say? Wait till he get a load of me? Nah. He said, remember when Heath Ledger's Joker said this town needs a better class of criminal, and I'm going to give it to him? That's what, Cash Patel said, this country needs a better class of law enforcement, and I'm going to give it to him. I said, bro, it's a wrap for the Democrats, bro. Shout out to Big Mike. He said, J.D. Vance, Gen X president. Wow. Yeah. Shout out to Ladarius. Bro, that shit was savage. That shit was savage. We got another sponsor in the building. Shout out to Crypto Dog. Appreciate you, broski.
Here we go again. $100 boss up. Going down. Stack up and match up.
Let's see. And I know they gotta be melting down. Like, I know they gotta be melting down over Cash Patel getting confirmed. I know they got. Oh yeah, by the way, did y'all hear about Doge finding that $2 billion that was going to Stacey Abrams? Did y'all hear about that? Did y'all hear about the $2 billion that was earmarked for Stacey Abrams? Shout out to Captain Cisco, said, I want Donald Trump to sign an executive order to fire Kathleen Kennedy. Wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah, Doge found $2 billion with a B. $2 billion that was going to or did go to Stacey Abrams. I told y'all, man, y'all got to stop thinking that these black folk that are in Washington that are Democrats are for you. You gotta stop thinking that, man. A lot of them are just as crooked. And see what they've been depending on is they've been depending on your bias. See, the reason why Stacey Abrams and a Jasmine Crockett can easily trick you is because you're more racist than you think. You think the only people in Congress that's going to do something shady or is going to do something crooked, you think is going to be a non-black person. You foolishly believe that black people are always going to be righteous and on the up and up. And that's how people like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Stacey Abrams, Jasmine Crockett, Hakeem Jeffries, that's how they're, Al Green, that's how they're all able, Maxine Waters, that's how they're all able to pull the wool over your eyes. Because you just automatically assume because they're black, they have your best interest in mind. And that's the main reason why they're able to trick you. Because you keep on wanting to play this game. I told you black folks, and I'm going to say it again. If you keep trying to view everything through the lens of racism, you're going to always be messed up in the game. And see, the problem is y'all are so hung up on the concept of racism. You think I'm saying this because I want you to give a pass to racist white people. That's not why I'm saying it. That's not why I'm saying it. And the fact that your mind would go there is problematic. I'm saying you need to stop viewing everything through the lens of race, because when you do that, it gives corrupt black folk the ability to hustle you. You got to stop looking at everything through the lens of race. The world is more complicated than that. You can't assume that because somebody is not black, they're your enemy, and because somebody is black, they're your ally. You cannot assume that. You can't assume that. It's foolish to do so. They're saying Stephen A. Smith went full MAGA. Stephen A. Smith ain't stupid. Let's see if I can find this video. He just snaps the fuck out.
More fallout.
Let's see. Is that it? Hold on, let me see if this is
more.
Hold on, let me see if this. Okay, I think that was it. Hold on. Let me find out Stephen A. Smith tried to get off of that sinking ship. Stephen A., are you trying to get off that sinking ship, bruh?
Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show right here over the digital airwaves of YouTube and, of course, iHeartRadio. Let me switch to a subject near and dear to my heart. Me. Because, once again, I'm in the news. And you would think it would be about something else other than what I'm in the news for. But one thing after another has appeared. I had a couple of articles that I had to pay attention to this week. And there is no way around this. So I'm going to tackle it with the fervor that it deserves and let you know what I'm thinking. The Daily Beast last week wrote the headline is Top Dem. A lot to like about Stephen A. Smith's presidential bid. That is House Minority Speaker Hakeem Jeffries, who I hope will be on this show in the very near future. Another article came out this weekend by The New Yorker. Headline, Stephen A. Smith for president. NewYorker.com. Check it out. I must admit, I got on like a lavender blazer with a lavender shirt and a purple tie. I was looking pretty fly, if I should say so myself. I just want to throw that out there. Okay? And now the latest is courtesy of TMZ. Now, mind you, USA Today, Washington Post, various other publications have written about this as well. Stephen A. Smith, I am not running for U.S. president. This is when TMZ caught me coming out of a Shannon Sharp's party in New Orleans during Super Bowl week. And I guess they ran this recently. And I wanted to go there because I wanted to make sure that I put this to bed once and for all. I have no intentions of running for the presidency of the United States of America. I do not believe I am an aficionado. I do not believe that my pockets are deep enough for me to ignore the financial strain that could potentially have on me, because obviously I earn more than the president of the United States right now. He makes about $400,000 a year. That position there is. Senate and congressional figures make anywhere from $170,000 to $270,000 a year. Needless to say, I make more money than that. And so I'm not really interested on that level. But here's a reason why, while being honest about having zero desire whatsoever to be a politician, because I consider them beggars, donors, campaign donations, sponsors and, political figures. And even when you get into office, you got to curry favor with politicians to get legislation pushed through and all of this other stuff. I mean, it's just no peace in my life. Plus, it's giving you a license because I'm asking to legislate the lives of 350 plus American citizens. That gives you a license to get into my personal business, that I don't want you in that. All of that's true. But there's a reason. While,
look, I got to point this out. Stephen A. Smith's voice is funny to me, especially when he starts snapping out. And then don't get it twisted. I don't really rock with Stephen A. like that, but his voice is funny to me, especially when somebody takes his video and puts the baby filter on it, and he just be going off and he look like a little kid. That shit is funny as hell, bruh.
There's a reason that while saying what I've said and meaning it, I've often said, even in a half-joking way, if the American people wanted me to be the president of the United States and I knew that I had a really, really good shot to win, I can't deny that it's something I would consider. Let me tell you why I say that. Because I think our system sucks. I think the binary system that we're in, where we have to choose between the Democrats or the Republicans, is a joke. I think it dissuades a vast majority of American citizens from wanting to be a part of the political process. And I think that something needs to be done about it in order to bring America back to where it should have always been. Ladies and gentlemen, I cover sports for a living.
That sounded an awful lot like Make America Great Again. Am I wrong? It sounded like he tried to say Make America Great Again without saying Make America Great Again.
Griff, Sherry, Rashawn, everybody listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. It's very, very, very important. Because I know, like I told America before, I've got a bunch of liberals working for me. Some are closet Republicans. They don't want to admit it, but it's true. We got a bunch of liberals working for me in the whole bit. Let me be very, very clear about where I stand. Wes, you need to listen to, damn it. You got a family. Listen to me. Listen when I'm talking to you. Ladies and gentlemen, I cover sports for a living. I like competition. I want legitimate competition between the Republican and the Democratic Party over your ideas of what the country should be and how we can get it there. I hate it when the left, because I firmly believe they politicized a whole bunch of legal stuff against Donald Trump. I'm not questioning the legitimacy or lack thereof. I don't know. You got the 11,000 votes he was seeking in Georgia. You got the 34 felony convictions he received in New York. Some people said it's hush money. Others said, what's the difference between that and an NDA? Damn it, the man cooked up with a porn star and didn't want anybody to know before the election. Oh my God, stop the presses. John Edwards got loose as a Democratic nominee or a Democratic candidate when he was running for the presidency. He didn't want people to know. I'm quite sure he would have hit it if he could have gotten away with it. Gary Edwards did the same thing. You don't think Clinton tried to submerge evidence against him with the whole Monica Lewinsky scandal? Come on.
Suppress, Stephen A. Not submerge. Suppress, Stephen A. Come on, bro. You're a college-educated man. Okay? Suppress, not submerge.
I think it was politicized, to some degree anyway. And I hated that because what I was saying is beat him. Go back to the tapes. Griff, nod your head if I'm lying. I was saying beat him. Don't pussyfoot around. Don't depend on the legal system to wipe him out so you don't have to go against him in the polls. Beat him. What's one of the reasons I think he lost? I think he won. Because he was saying, you can't beat me.
Stephen A. Smith is a Trump supporter. He just don't want to admit it, yo. He is so afraid of being ostracized by the black community. Stephen A., just admit it, bro. I have watched you day in and day out sound like a closeted MAGA dude. Just come out the closet, bro. Just admit it.
You're using this to get help because you can't beat me on your own. And sure enough, election day rolls around and the Democrats got their ass kicked. I don't want to hear this noise about how he didn't get 50% of the vote. 49.8% he got. Kamala got 48.3. The man won 50 counties and went up in every one of them. He won all 6 or 7 swing states. The black vote, the Hispanic vote, the young voters all voted for him. He won. He won. Because we didn't want to engage in competition on the left. We were looking for the courts to help us. Now we fast forward. And what are we saying here? I'm reading an article right here, New York Times. I'm reading it right here, New York Times. Headline, venting at Democrats and fearing Trump, liberal donors pull back cash. I'm going to read a couple of excerpts from here from you. The small dollar online spigot that powered opposition to the first Trump administration has slowed to a trickle as shaken liberal voters withhold their donations. Charitable foundations that have long supported causes like voting rights, LGBTQ equality, and immigrants' rights are pulling back the voting time to prepare for expected investigations from the Republican-led Congress. And some of the country's biggest liberal donors, have paused giving, frustrated with what they see as Democrats' lack of vision and worried about retaliation from a vengeful president. Some Democrats say a few of their reliable donors are now openly supporting Mr. Trump, or at least looking to curry favor with him. In another paragraph, it says, while Mr. Trump has not taken action against any liberal groups or lawmakers, Democrats worry his frequent threats of retribution during the campaign have led to a chilling effect on the charitable foundations and nonprofit advocacy groups that have long been pillars of the country's civil society. Jeff Skoll, a Silicon Valley billionaire and a longtime friend of Elon Musk, said there was an awful lot of pressure to side with Trump. This month, Mr. Skoll, who's donated tens of millions to Democratic candidates and causes in recent years, but said he did not vote in 2024 presidential election, posted a photo on social media of himself standing with Mr. Trump backstage at the inauguration. On Friday, he had breakfast in Palm Beach, Florida, with Senator Chuck Schumer of New York, the minority leader, where they discussed the prospect of Mr. Schumer's using Mr. Skoll to back channel ideas to the president. Mr. Schumer recalls the conversation differently, according to an aide, okay? But here's the biggest thing, and I'll stop the reading after this. Quote, there are people who are absolutely against Trump, never Trumpers, who fear that they'll be retaliated against and they'll have to leave the country, Mr. Skoll said. Folks who wish to oppose him, it may take some time before they gather up the courage. But listen to this. The result is a political environment that is strikingly different from 2017 when money poured into Democratic causes, fortifying existing organizations and seeding a flowering of new groups to fight different parts of Mr. Trump's agenda. Now, some of those same organizations are struggling to survive in part because few new major liberal donors have emerged since 2017. Groups that support LGBTQ rights, promote gender equity, and champion other progressive causes have cut staffing and announced that longtime leaders are leaving. End Citizens United, a left-leaning group that aims to overhaul campaign finance laws, laid off its 6 senior staff members last month as part of a restructuring. Run for Something, which works to elect liberal down-ballot candidates, laid off 35% of its staff late last year. And Gelsen, GLSEN, a group dedicated to protect the LGBTQ students, laid off 25 people last month. Let me tell y'all something. If you're the Democrats, that's why Stephen A. Smith is in the news. Because y'all don't have anybody. You don't have anybody. Who you got? Who you got? Kamala Harris better not run. She better not run. She's not going to win the presidency in 2028. Keep in mind, respect for her. I'm not going to disrespect the former vice president of the United States. I will never do that. But we got to be real about something here. When she ran for election on her own, she couldn't make it to Iowa in 2020. She ultimately positions herself against the vice presidency. They win the election in 2020. Joe Biden is feeling himself after the liberals won the midterms. And instead of being a transitional president like he promised, the man backstabbed the Liberal Party and turned around and said, I'm staying. They wanted him out. So what did everybody, we all know this now. Boo Boo the Fool can see what happened now. You knew he had lost a step. We don't know what the hell was wrong with him, but clearly his fastball was gone. So you have no primary. You fix it so he doesn't have to face a primary. And then you put him on stage last June 27th for a debate. He embarrasses himself, and 3 weeks later he has to bow out so Kamala Harris could come in as a Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States of America at a time when they didn't have any time to put somebody else in to compete with her. You don't overcome that after losing the election. America ain't gonna go for it on the left. They ain't gonna go for it. Who else you got? Hakeem Jeffries? I personally support Westmore, the governor of Maryland. But I don't know how much of a national figure he is. I already interviewed Josh Shapiro. And oh, by the way, to the Republicans listening out there, you're welcome to come on the Stephen A. Smith Show. I'm not one-sided. See, this is why my name is in the election. You hear me, Griff? You hear me, Wes? You hear me, Sherry? You hear me, Rashad? You hear me? This.
That nigga is shameless. That nigga is shameless, bruh. Ooh, wee. He said, look, let me tell you Republicans something. Y'all can come on my show. I'm not one-sided. Yo, that pivot is crazy, bruh. That nigga went left with the Euro step, bruh. Yo, Stephen A. That nigga went left with the Euro step. Like, bruh. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Stephen A. Smith team I'm talking to. That's why I'm in the news. I'm not in the news because I'm here. I'm in the news because the Democratic Party is here. Damn it, lower than that. Down at the bottom. They suck right now. Horrible. Because they don't have a voice. Where the hell is the voice? Everybody want to sit up there and talk about, we don't need a voice. 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 Well, guess what? Somebody got to send a message. How the hell can somebody receive a message if there's no messenger? You got to do it. And they don't have anybody. That's why Stephen A. Smith is a candidate. Who the hell told y'all I'd want to be a Democrat? I have conservative ideas. I believe in free market capitalism. I believe in patrolling our borders. I believe in strong national security. But you all right. I'd probably be a Democrat, a moderate, a centrist leaning left. I'm about that Bill Clinton-Newt Gingrich agreement. I'm about that surplus when Clinton walked out of office. I'm about Obama deporting more than Trump did, but the American public didn't notice. I'm about a strong economy. I want Griff to get paid. I want Sherry to get paid. I want Galen to get paid. I want Rashawn to get paid. I just want to get paid too. You really, really think that Stephen A. Smith would tolerate crime in the streets to the point where you got to let 3 people in the store at a time? Do you know anything about me? Do you know what I would do as commander-in-chief if I saw crime raiding through our streets and it was affecting jobs and safety and ultimately the economy? Do you know who the hell you're talking to or listening to? Hell, Trump might not have anything on me. With that, I ain't having it. I loving it.
This nigga said he'll lock niggas up faster than Trump will. Bro, this is a conservative rant. I don't know why he is faking the funk. Bruh, this is a conservative rant. And the crazy shit is, look, I can't tell if he's doing this because he's actually conservative or he's doing this because he's trying to play both sides of the fence because he see the tide turning in the direction of the right. I can't tell. I can't tell. I can't tell. He might be doing this because he's like, shit, I'm not going to stay on this sinking ship. Like, yo, Stephen A. Smith is giving the left the slow fade, bruh. Yo, Democrats, Stephen A. Smith about to ghost y'all.
So I'm just saying to y'all, that's why I'm a candidate. It ain't because I want to. It ain't because I'm some expert. It ain't because I'm some aficionado who's saying that I know more. You know how much I would have to learn? Hell, I don't even know how to pronounce most foreign dignitaries' names. The sad part is that I'd still beat any Democrat out there right now.
Oh, shit.
Because who the hell is resonating with the American people? Hell, even Josh Shapiro came on the show, who I like a lot, by the way. And he talked about, I'm just concentrating on Pennsylvania. What? What? We need more than that. I have no interest in getting involved. More so than pundency and commentary. But you better hope I stay feeling that way. Because let me tell you something right now. I said I'll bring the rain. I lied. I'd bring hell. Hell. Because I ain't playing. I'm there to win. Our two-party system sucks. You think I like what I see Elon Musk doing? I don't know whether I like it or not. I don't know if he can be trusted. I don't like the fact that he's getting billions from our federal government while he's doing business on behalf of the president, and the president is talking about, I'll police him myself. I'll watch him. Well, I'm supposed to trust that? No. But President Trump has a right to do it because he won. Because y'all didn't beat him. Because while he was talking about the economy, and he was talking about the price of goods, and he was talking about inflation, and he was talking about our borders, and he was talking about crime in the streets, the Democrats was talking about LGBTQ and transgender rights and 1% of the population at the expense. See, and this is the part that I want to make sure I'm clear about. This was the crime. It's not that they were talking about transgender rights. It's that they forgot 13% of the population in the black community, and they forgot nearly 20% of the population in the Hispanic community who supported them at the expense of the 1%. How stupid can you be?
Oh my God. Yo, in other news, guess what happened?
Like calling too much attention to today's date, February 20th. But I figured my birthday would be as good a day as any to share with our colleagues a decision I made last year. During my time in the Senate, I've only really answered to two constituencies: the Republican Conference and the people of Kentucky. Over the years, the first group trusted me to coordinate campaigns, to count votes, to steer committees.
Get to it. Get to it.
Take the majority.
Wrap that shit up, B.
And on 9 occasions, to lead our conference.
Wrap that shit up, B.
Serving as a Republican leader was a rare and, yes, rather specific childhood dream.
Yeah. When you leaving?
And just about a year ago, I thanked my colleagues for their confidence, which allowed me to fulfill it. To the distinguished members of this body, I've had the privilege to lead, and I remain deeply, deeply grateful. Today, however, it's appropriate for me to speak about an even deeper allegiance and even longer standing gratitude. 7 times, my fellow Kentuckians have sent me to the Senate. Every day in between, I've been humbled by the trust they placed in me to do their business right here. Representing our Commonwealth has been the honor of a lifetime. I will not seek this honor an 8th time.
Thank you.
My current term in the Senate will be my last.
Nah. Hey, goodbye. Nah. Hey, goodbye. See you later, turtle. We holler at you on the flip side. You feel me? You're out of there, son. Get him out of there. It's a wrap. Get him up out of there. But yo, we've been on hit long enough, man. Shout out to everybody that came through to hang out and kick it with your boy. Let's see. Shout out to Numbers Everywhere. It said Whitlock already called the play. Steve Kim say he the male version of Kamala Harris. Shout out to Psychosoap. I don't know how to pronounce that. Support your interests. He's bringing you the dark side of the grift. Please take this data in. Let's see. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Make sure you guys go check out my book, available on Amazon. All you have to do is type The Angryman Standard in the search bar and it will come up. If you want to check out the merchandise, all you have to do is go to shopBinoNation.com. Again, that is shopBinoNation.com. Other than that, man, salute to everybody that came through. Shout out to the sponsors of the show, Crypto Dog and Corel. Shout out to everybody that hit the like button. Shout out to everybody that donated. I'm going to get at you guys tomorrow. Deuces.
Spartans! What is your profession?